Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Iron Shib, or Shib for short. I appreciate you being here today. The goal of this video is to dive into how to not get CC'd in PvP on Lost Ark, which is by far the biggest question and concern I get when people are coming into the stream, and all-encompassing super armors. We'll dive into each one of those and what they mean. Obviously, guys, if you're into this kind of video and the stuff that I create, throwing a sub here on any of my socials, going to Twitch and following me, any of the stuff in the description below would help me out greatly. Let's make this short and sweet like always. Let's get into it. The first bracket is Stagger, and it's broken up with Soft Stagger or Hit Stun, and then Paralysis or Hard Stagger. So let's talk about Soft Stagger. More skills in the game or auto attacks will semi-stagger anyone they come in contact with, so long as the person isn't using a certain skill, dash, or any immunity. Some auto attacks only deal semi-stagger later into their attacking combo, like you can see with here with Artillerist. In the beginning, it isn't staggering or holding him, but on the second and third spray, it does. It's more of a setup for other types of CC. Now let's get into Paralysis. Paralysis is the exact same thing as that, except it'll stop them from using abilities. As you can see here, this Gun Lancer has an auto attack, and every time he auto attacks me, it cancels my moves and sets my moves on cooldown. So how do you deal with Stagger? Moves with Paralysis immunity or above, so also push and all immunity, will make it so that you cannot be staggered at all. Make sure you look at your skill build and understand which moves have these, so you can use them defensively if you need to. I quickly wanted to say thank you to Peebs, Z, and Crambo, just because you guys let me beat you up so I can get footage for this, so thank you guys. Auto attacks will also allow you to avoid the Soft Stagger. So if you see somebody auto attacking when an Artillerist is trying to chain gun CC them, which is a Soft Stagger, it may help them avoid being staggered and therefore not get comboed by the Artillerist. So keep that in mind. When you're staggered for 3 seconds, including Soft Stagger / Hit Stun, you will get a scale animation over your head and instantly be considered downed. This is a huge advantage because you'll be able to use your stand roll or your dodge roll on the ground to avoid the more stagger or future combo, or to use it offensively to roll towards the target and then counter CC them. This only deepens how important roll and stand are. Push is literally any pushing, knock up, or knock down ability. When somebody's in a push state or even hard CC, the domination stat takes effect, which is extra damage while in hard CC states. Somebody like a striker or artillerist who's constantly juggling somebody and does a lot of their damage when juggling may spec more into this in PvP, so they do more damage, and that's why it's important to note. There's push immunity on certain moves, or at least on certain tripods of moves, and when you use those, you will not be able to be knocked around. This will show a glow outline around your body, and it's very apparent and something you need to keep in your mind while looking in the middle of a fight. Ground roll and stand will allow for push and all immunity, so you won't be able to be CC'd or pushed or knocked around while using those. You can only get pushed by 4 separate moves before you get all immunity. See, you won't be able to get juggled anymore. Another thing to note is after taking 30% HP in a single juggle, you will get all immunity as well. Granted, you'll still be able to take damage, but you won't be able to be precedingly CC'd or juggled. Some pushes will knock you too high in the air for damage, so keep that in your mind. Some, like for example, Bard's lift, will lift them too high to take damage from anything. Make sure you keep an eye out for that and you don't screw your teammates over while they're CC chaining. Finally, we have hard CC, and it's exactly as it sounds. It's complete immobilization. Stuns, shock, fear, freeze, petrify, etc. They all are hard CC. Granted, freeze and petrify are 2 out of those CCs that you can't combo push moves after because they'll be stuck in place. You can be stunned for longer than 3 seconds, very dissimilar to how it is with staggers. But if they stagger you after a stun and try to combo a stagger immediately after the stun, that stagger will take precedent, and then the 3 second after that will lead to that scale animation / get up. If the attacker starts with a stagger first and then hard CCs you, however, there's a chance you'll be stunned during the scales animation that pops up, which will make you unable to roll away. So how do I deal with hard CC? All immunity. Your awakenings. See, still works. Your dodge rolls. 1, go. Nice. That's perfect. Your ground rolls. Down. 3, 2, 1, go. Moves like counter moves, Gun Lancers and Lance Master will have that as well. Those are all ways to avoid hard CC, but the main thing is to just try to stay away from it. Hard CC needs to be avoided at all costs, but there are some ways to deal with it like I just mentioned. If you're hard CC'd for too long, you will have an encompassing glowing circle that around you that for 7 seconds will highlight and state you cannot be CC'd. When you have that circle around you, you should punish the enemy and get revenge. But make sure you notice it, because a lot of the time I see people who have that circle around them thinking they're stunned and just stand still. So that is going to do it for today's super armor video. If you guys have any questions or anything that pops up and you guys want to make sure you get a better understanding, come see me on Twitch. Ask anything at any time. My goal here is to make everyone's life a little bit easier on this game, as I've had more experience on this game, and I love you guys.